Well, it's been a tough few weeks on the E8 account since I passed it. They did give me the account. I did receive it. Um, it's currently in drawdown. I'm down about 3.6%. It's been tough. Uh, Literally, as soon as I got the login details, I've pretty much been on a losing streak. I think I've had two winning trades and the rest of them losers. I'm going to show you now, just on my phone. Um, yeah, and my second loss, I got slipped on CPI, and I lost about nearly three times as much as I was planning to. So that added to the fun and the stress. But yeah, I mean, you can see on here. I mean, you can't see it that clear, but you can see all the red. Um, so it's not started off great, and it's definitely humbled me a bit. I would say the challenge phase was pretty smooth sailing in general. Um, but yeah, this has got me kind of questioning myself a bit. I can definitely feel the emotions running high, especially when I got slipped. I was very pissed. The market does humble you when you're doing well, and I'm just weighing up what I want to do. I mean, I've got some kind of risk management in place, so I'm currently risking 0.5% on the account. It's a 100k account, so that's $500. If the balance goes below 4%, I'm going to drop it down to $250, so 0.25%. And if it goes down even further, down to 6%, I'm going to drop it even more, half it again. Ideally, it doesn't. That wouldn't be great, but it's not impossible. I'm kind of trying to stay level-headed now. Like, the possibility of me blowing the account is there. You know, it's not out of the question. I'm going to do my best not to blow it, but I'm kind of trying to stay grounded in the fact that it is possible, and just because I blow it doesn't mean that I'm doing something necessarily wrong. I would think if I do the risk management properly, I shouldn't blow it, and I think we just need to kind of survive this losing period. It has shown me, and I'm trying to not give in to the recency bias, but I haven't really experienced the market move as kind of headstrong as it is at the moment. The US dollar seems to be very strong, and it's definitely affecting a lot of the US dollar pairs, and the JPY pairs. And I've found that when the market's moving very strong in a direction and it's almost vertical, my strategy is just not viable. And it's almost like I enter a trade and I got almost know instinctively that it's going to lose. And I almost feel this weird feeling when I'm about to enter, like, why enter this if I know it's going to lose? But it's a tricky one because obviously I don't want to go into the recency bias and think, well, I've lost the last few because of that. That means they're all going to lose. That's not true. I've won trades in the same scenario, but there comes a point where if you keep repeatedly losing doing the same thing, I mean, it might just be a kind of market condition where your strategy doesn't do very well. And this is a test for me to see really how my strategy fares in this condition. So far in the last kind of 2 weeks, it's not been great. I have to factor in that I'm down more than I should be because I got slipped. So really, I should only be down about 2.5% rather than 3.5%. But still, this is what it is. You can see my demeanor is not as sparky and jolly, and you know, because obviously it affects you, and like it's you need to kind of think about what you're going to do, because when you're winning, it's easy to stay winning because you're confident. But when you're losing, you get negatively affected by your emotions, and the emotions that you develop when you're losing, if you allow them to take control, they'll just cause you to lose further and more. So I mean, yeah, it's important to control yourself when you're winning, but I don't tend to do anything particularly stupid when I'm winning, or I haven't yet. Whereas when I'm losing, yeah, I think most people find a lot of the bad habits come into play. You know, the over trading, over risking, taking trades you shouldn't be in, all of that stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of vent, to be honest. I'm not really that annoyed by it now. I've kind of accepted the reality of it. I guess I felt a bit hard done by. I was kind of like, why is this happening now? Like, I've just passed. I haven't even got the first payout, and now I'm on a losing streak, and it's like the potential to lose the account seems more real. And it's kind of like you feel like I put in all this effort, and then am I just being cheesed by the market? And it's like you can easily think that it's like a personal thing, like it's like something's going against you personally, but it's really not. It's just not personal, and you can't view it as personal because it will destroy you. But yeah, I mean, I have had this feeling of kind of like, you know, it's almost perfect timing for everything to go wrong. If you look at my equity graph, it's literally the peak of it is when I passed this account, and since then it's just been going down. And you know, given it's only been 2 weeks, really 2-3 weeks, this is the third week. So the first week I ended at negative. Second week I broke even, slightly in profit, but basically break even. And the third week, well, this is the third week, it's Thursday. I'm negative, unless I have an absolutely amazing trade today and tomorrow. Probably going to be ending this week negative. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I haven't had a negative month yet, and I don't really want to. I'm going to try not to have a negative month if I can. I know it's like nothing wrong with it technically. I'm okay with having a losing week. Losing days don't faze me. Losing weeks a bit more. Ideally, I don't want to have a losing month. If I can try and avoid it, that'd be best. But you know, it's in the grand scheme. After you look at your results for the year, having the odd losing month's not necessarily bad. But yeah, obviously, I don't really want to have a losing month. So if I can avoid that, or at least minimise the damage it does, then I will. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this funded account. I'm confident that I can bring it back because I have brought accounts out of drawdown before, which does help because I have the confidence to know I can do it again. Same reason that I have the confidence to know I can get a payout on a funded account because I've already done it. The first time you achieve something gives you confidence that you can do it again, definitely. I think when you've never had a payout from a prop firm, it's harder to kind of imagine it because you've never done it, if that makes sense. I can imagine myself getting a big payout from a prop firm, even if that's not my goal to get a big payout. I can see it because I've had payouts from prop firms already. So the thought of that happening is not as alien. But yeah, it's not gonna lie, it's not my confidence. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm trying my best not to tamper with the strategy and do anything and change anything. I've caught myself. I've realised in myself a thing I do is when I'm losing, I'm so quick to kind of go, oh, what's going wrong? I need to find out what I'm doing wrong straight away, and I'll start like back testing things that might be a fix or things that could be why I'm going wrong, and I'm so eager to find out like where the problem is that I end up in the back testing loop of death that I talked about in another video. And it's weird because sometimes you're not doing anything wrong, it's just the strategy is not performing in this market condition, and you either need to sit on your hands or trade through it. And I'm at the moment, I'm taking the decision to be a little bit more picky. Just try and take trades that... It's a weird one because you don't want to be too discretionary when you're trading, and you don't want to be too mechanical. Because if you're too mechanical, you're kind of wasting the chart time and experience you have, especially with myself. I've been trading for like nearly 4.5 years. If I don't use a bit of discretion, it's kind of, it's almost wasted talent. It's like I know I've got experience in some things, seeing some things over and over and over again, and using that in my trading can be valuable. But then I'm torn, because sometimes I'm thinking, is my discretion just recency bias? If I've seen and noticed something keep happening, and I'm confident that that is something that does happen a lot, then maybe it would be wise to use my discretion to potentially avoid them trades. But because I'm in the recency moment of that happening, I'm potentially acting on recency bias, if that makes sense. So I kind of don't want to make the decision to completely rule out taking trades against a sharp move down, for example, because I'm currently in the recency bias kind of timeline of recently being affected by that. So maybe that's clouding my judgment. I think if I still have that view when I'm winning, like when I'm in a win streak, for example, or like I'm having clusters of wins with the odd loss, if I'm still thinking that, then maybe there is some truth to that. But it's hard. I've tested. I'm going to need to get some more data on it, to be honest. I've tested it on Aussie dollar, US dollar market. Aussie dollar, US dollar, Aussie dollar, AUD, USD pair. I tested it on that, and my strategy usually has a 58% win rate on that market. And if I took only trades that were basically fading the market when it's dropping like a knife or going up like a rocket, the win rate was 10% less. It was 48%, 48.6 or 7 or something like that. So there's definitely a diminish in the edge when the market does that on that market. Now, I need to test this across all the markets I trade for sure. I have found with a lot of data and stats that I've gathered, you generally find that the statistics are pretty similar across all the markets, but not always. So you need to test that stuff, and I need to test that stuff. So that's probably next on my to-do list. And yeah, just going to take it easy. Still take the trades. If a good trade presents itself, I'm not going to shy away. I've never had a problem with pulling the trigger and executing. I've more had a problem with, I guess, knowing when to stop or take a break, walk away. Yeah, I think I have more of a problem of staying out of the market than I do hesitating and getting in. I'm usually pretty good at jumping in trades. I don't usually miss trades, unless I'm trying to like not overly expose myself. So if I have like 4 markets setting up a trade at the same time, I'm probably not going to get in 4 trades because it's too much exposure, too much risk on the table at one time. That's the only time I tend to miss trades. But yeah, I don't usually sit there and kind of hesitate. I'm pretty good at just bam, get in the market. But yeah, don't really know where I'm going with this video. I'm just kind of talking. Bit more raw, no editing. So I just talk, update you guys. I'm going to show you now my current equity graph. Don't be too scared. It's not great. It doesn't look fantastic. I don't like it either, but it is still, I suppose, good. It's not completely rubbish, but yeah, I'll show you it now. That's our equity graph. You can see we've tapered off a lot. This was when we passed, and then this has been the last 2 to 3 weeks, kind of just been going down. I'll show you the E8 account. So this is actually my one with all of them. This is the E8 specifically. So up until here was the challenge phase, and then from here is the live account. And then if I just show you on the actual E8 dashboard, that's what it looks like. You can see that we are down minus 3.62%. So not biting my nails yet, but you know, it's getting a bit uncomfortable, guys. It's getting a bit uncomfortable. So gonna have to be careful and not do anything stupid, and just try and bring this back in a controlled way. Gonna keep you guys updated anyway. If we blow it and I do something stupid, it's all my fault. I'm not gonna blame, well, if E8 closed down, then it's still my fault, but it's not great. But yeah, if I blow it from bad trading, completely my fault, obviously. But I would do my best to bring it back. And yeah, I'm just going to keep you guys updated on what happens with it. I'm hoping we can, I'm confident that I can bring it back, and I'm hoping we can bring it back and get that payout, at least get the money back that we spent on it. That as a minimum would be great. And then, you know, further payouts ideally would be good. I've told you guys, you know, I want to kind of run up a few funded accounts with different companies. So that is the plan. Whether this will be our first one that we continue with, I don't know. That's down to me to bring the account back. So gonna do that, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, that's it from me for now.